We are a custom software developer, mostly for the web. We've been using FusionReactor since 2005. To install FusionReactor, it probably just takes a couple of minutes, and within minutes we're up and running, and we're immediately seeing threads, requests, and basically data coming into the dashboard. We use FusionReactor both on our dev environment and our production environment. We find it valuable in both cases, not only troubleshooting issues that may happen on a live production server, but also during development, we will often run into something where we think an application is not performing like it should. So we constantly have it running, and often maybe we might even have it open in a different window while we're developing something, maybe specifically SQL queries, because it can really tell us what the bottlenecks are.
Yeah, we really want to cut off any problems before they get into production.
Yeah.
So we'll take and look at how all of our queries run in that, what our page load times are, so we have a lot less problems down the road then. I would probably say the SQL transaction times. I love those. That's great. 90% of your problems are often related to SQL queries, so that's a great place to start. Remember the case we had with a hospital? We were contacted by a company who had an application for actually managing all the operations in a hospital, and they had to restart their server once or twice a day.
Oh, 7 of them. They had 7 servers that they were restarting. The same problem. They'd actually they thought they had rolled out an upgrade to their system across all of the machines. They were having problems with all of them, and we're actually restarting them. Their solution for months was, well, we'll just set a scheduled task to restart services at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And their internal folks had spent months trying to solve the problem. Their IT people were pushing to actually rebuild it under .NET. They said, well, it's actually a platform limitation. And they were referred to us through another client, I think, that we had done similar work.
Right.
And Jeff had actually spent, I think, a few days.
2 days. So basically, I knew nothing about their code base, knew nothing about how it was architected. All I did was hook up FusionReactor. We started looking at which pages were slow in those pages, what were the transactions that were slow, which ones were most frequently SQL queries they were running, and immediately identified, say, 10 queries that were super slow, went in, optimized those queries for them. In 2 days, their average request time, we brought it down 1,000%. So,
yeah,
they were happy.
Couldn't have possibly done it on your own. I mean, this was one of the largest applications I think we'd ever looked at. We had never even developed something that big, hundreds of thousands of lines of code. And we first looked at it, we thought maybe we bit off more than we can chew. And first step you do, we said, hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna buy this tool, and we are gonna have it. We can't fix your problem without it. They said, no problem. We installed it, and immediately, I think we had the thing running, I think, for 5 or 10 minutes, and Jeff says, oh man, he goes, I'm fairly certain it's SQL queries. Went in and looked, and you can see some of those queries were taking 8-10 seconds, and when they've got hundreds of users using the system at once, all those queries are just backing up. So of course they're never, and eventually things would just overflow. And I don't think we could have possibly solved the problem without the tool.